Maybe this stream VOD will come out on Mother's Day. But welcome to day 32, May 7th, 2024 of the FLoB-a-thon Subathon. Starting at the ripe old hour of 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, prime time as they call it, with 9 hours, 36 minutes, and 34 seconds. It was 34:34, but then Musky Lemon had to resubscribe. Let's get that timer moving. We got to chip away at the block that is time. One Minecraft block at a time. I sent my mother a card. True, the girlfriend bought the card at the store, but I mailed it today. And it required an extra stamp for the additional ounce. And isn't that what it's all about? We left off at 62,058.64 megabytes. I'm told that my X is a positive 67. You know what that means. And if you've got your woofs ready, let's go. Woof! Wolfie's ready. Wolfie's ready indeed. All right. That's a sheep. that is a sheep. Well, that's one way to do it. Ah, Wolfie, your face is on fire. Let's... Just in time for some woofs. Let's grab some of that sheep and continue west towards the far lands here in Minecraft Beta 173. Beach day for a creeper. Just in time for some woofs. So yes, we had roof attic person come. Of course, I was the only one home. And they went up there. Basically, the attic people, before I even moved in, did the... I almost called it stuffing. It looks like stuffing. You know, the ceiling stuffing. Insulation. Up in the ceiling, in the attic. I hate it when there's a guy in my house. They did it with, like, the blow stuff. The particulates. Which I'm sure is great. Unless you need to get up there to do something, in which case it's horrifyingly horrible and bad. And stupid. Because it gets everywhere. It's just a bunch of fluff. A bunch of stuffing. A bunch of turkey stuffing. But I guess it's more cheap and efficient. Well, he went up there and said... At the same time that they did the stuffing, they also installed vents in the roof. You know, those like little black vents. Because the house was built in the 1920s and it didn't have any of them. And they convinced her that this is actually, like, supposed to be to code. To have these vents in the roof. And that's where we think the leak came from, because it was in the bedroom, almost directly in line and underneath where one of those vents was. Now, this was like 4 years ago that they were installed, but we had the same people come out. The guy went up there. He said, yeah, I need to reseal that. So we went up to the roof, resealed it, like, took the whole vent out. In which case, it's just a hole in the roof. Like, they just cut a hole in the roof and put a vent on top. It's not... The more I learn about both homes and cars, in thinking that they're all very practical and engineered and scientifically proven methods of doing things, everything's really just held together with rubber bands and duct tape. Nobody has any idea what's going on. So he did that, so yay. Hopefully that fixes it. Hopefully that was the problem. It's not going to rain for about a week, so we won't know. But everything is a Boeing plane, pretty much. Oh yeah. But of course, in my crapulence, yesterday I went to the hardware store and picked up a tube, a 4-inch exhaust tube, and clamps, and tape, because when the girlfriend went up there to find the leak while it was leaking, we discovered that the person who installed our bathroom vent fan didn't connect the tube to anything. The tube was just there. So we've been venting our shower bathroom moisture just directly into the attic. There's an exhaust on the roof. Apparently that's not that uncommon. In looking it up online, people are like, yeah, this happens a lot. They just do this. don't do that, but it's a lot of people do that. So I decided to buy that stuff because I was feeling like maybe I could convince the person coming today, while they're up there, to take care of that. But there was a language barrier, which is fine. There was a language barrier between myself and the person doing the work. He was prepared. He had a translator app on his phone, and we were able to figure things out. But because of that, it was a bit beyond my capabilities to ask for an additional job to be done while he was up there. Nobody lives in the attic. It's like there's not even a floor in the attic. It's just stuffing and dryer vents, or not dryer vents, bathroom vents. So anyway, I figure, listen, I got the ladder here. All the stuff is out of the closet. The drywall's a floor if you're brave. I'm not brave. It's not drywall. Like I mentioned, this house was built in the 1920s. It's plaster. So even worse. Well, I decided to go up there and try to take this project on just to get it over with. Like I said, the only attic access is in a deep closet, so the girlfriend had to remove everything from the closet. Like, the stuff is out. I'm here. I got the stuff. Let's do it. I updated it now. Now I did. At the start of the stream, I didn't update it, but it's updated now. Day 32. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with being up in the roof. Should I have waited for the girlfriend to be home? Yes. But then the girlfriend would have wanted to do it. And I'm glad, because it was not a trivial thing. First, I decided, since there's already a tube sticking out from the fan halfway into the ceiling, I'll just attach my new tube to the existing tube to the exhaust and be done with it. Because the fan is like all the way in the part of the roof that's like very difficult to get to. Did I also mention the knob and switch electricity? Knob and tube? Switch and tube. There's no knobs? Where there's no conduit. It's just electrical wires mounted along the roof and beams connected with little insulators, little ceramic insulators. So don't, at the same time, don't touch the power. Don't touch the power cables running all throughout the attic. I remember, I don't remember what it's called. It's called something like Nubentab. Nubentab? Nubentab. Gutentab. Knob and tube. Or switch and tube. Or tube and switch. It's called something like that. An old white, as I mentioned, house built in the 1920s. Americans have sort of keeping 80-year-old electricity wiring as some sort of an accomplishment. Well, the problem is it would cost about $60,000 to replace it. Knob and tube? It's knob and tube. I knew it was knob and tube. That's what I started with. The wires are not insulated, are they? I don't know. I think they are with 100-year-old insulation. Well, that's the thing. If you want to replace your knob and tube, you got to replace it all in the walls, which are plaster. You got to put all brand new conduit and junction boxes. Completely rewire the entire house from top to bottom. So, cotton. Yeah, it's cotton insulation. That's what it is. It's like just old house things. So anyway, I figured, smart guy, I'll just attach the existing tube to the new tube. We're talking about, not the knob and tube, we're talking about the bathroom fan vent tube. So I had the proper metallic tape. So I just taped the two ducts together. Thank you, ducting. I got like an 8-foot piece of tube. So I didn't need that whole thing, so I kind of measured it and placed it up.
That's what she says.
So I says to him,
So I says to him, but then I cut my tube. This'll come back to haunt me. I cut my new tube. Because I don't want excess tube flopping around. I cut my new tube. And I go to attach it to the top vent. Flange, or whatever you want to call that. Get muted. And it turns out that they size these things exact. Like a 4-inch tube needs to attach to a 4-inch flange. And I don't know if you know anything about how measurements do. But if you've got a 4-inch tube and you want to connect it to each other, if one is not bigger than the other, nothing's happening. Yeah, the metal foil tape. Yeah, sorry. Not duct tape. I was prepared. I got the right thing and everything. And once again, reiterating that houses, buildings, and everything are all just completely bonkers and backwards. So in the struggle to get my new tube attached, guess what happened? Old tube pops out of the fan connection. Which is probably a good thing, because it was attached with electrical tape. Not used as tape, but used as like a bow tie. It was like bow tied and tied tight. Is how the tube was installed. So I almost gave up then. And of course, what did I just do? I cut my new tube in half. The new tube would have made the journey from the fan to the ceiling no problem. I think we had an electrician install the bathroom fan. And an electrician apparently is not also a tube connector. So they did the bare minimum to spend the bare minimum of time in the attic. What our rookie mistake was not actually checking his work. We just took his word for it that yes, everything went fine. I connected in your shower, your bathroom fan, and everything went fine. That was our problem. So anyway, I says, anyway. So now, I get rid of the old tube, because it's like sprinkled and splitting and coming apart. Although, old new tube. It must have been the tube that came with the fixture, because it definitely wasn't long enough. Which is why he just gave up. So yes. Now, I attached new tube to fan, which again had the same issue where 4-inch tube meet 4-inch flange. This doesn't work like this, but I massaged it. I massaged it into place. I had the proper tube clamps, the you know, the clampy guys. Whatever those are called. Worm clamp. The worm clamp. The wormy worms. Meanwhile, all this time, I'm a tall person. I'm delicately balancing across ceiling beams in like 2 feet of ceiling attic stuffing. Worm clamps. Worm gear clamps. Yeah. Clamps. The clamps! Doing so against the girlfriend's wishes by myself while she's not home. Which, remember, we're gonna let her in easy on it when she gets home. So yes, I did, in fact, end up retaping my 2 halves of new tube together. Quite well, I might add, a couple times. It's like the accordion tube, so I like taped it, and then I like smouched the accordion, and then taped it again. I think it's gonna hold. I think it's gonna work out great. Just don't tell her at all. Well, what do I say when she's like, well, we gotta connect the fan thing. Oh, it got done somehow. And then, with some more patience, I was able to massage the other end of the tube over the ceiling exhaust and clamped that down for dear life. Tell her a wizard did it. I mean, I could tell her that the guy did it, but then, like, she'll want to pay them more for the trouble, which I'll take credit. I thought the girlfriend was the handy one. Listen, she doesn't want me to endure these hardships. She already sees me working in the garage and the mental strain that puts on me. I'm working on the Datsun and the cars. Yeah, I got it all connected. What I also did, because it was a long length, I put a nail in one of the roof beams, and with a piece of wire, I like kind of propped up the tube so that it wouldn't sag and there would be no low points. Because the one thing I remember about bathroom fan tubes is from when I was a kid. The one at my dad's house, like there suddenly was a leak of water coming through the ceiling. And it's because the fan tube filled with condensation, and after a while started leaking the condensation that was building up as it bent down and through the ceiling. A board with a nail in it. So yeah, I got that all taken care of. And I was covered in fluff. And I took a shower and tried my best. I was wearing a mask. I was wearing a respirator. I was wearing old clothes that I instantly put in the washer. I vacuumed afterwards to get all the stuff. You did good. I did good. But again, I did good. Hopefully in a way that the girlfriend, I mean, she'll appreciate it, don't get me wrong. But it's the sort of thing. It's the sort of thing she would do. Is like something that like, maybe not safe by yourself. You can insulate the vent tube to prevent condensation. Yeah, I saw there were like pre-insulated ones. But I didn't want to spend like 40 bucks on a tube. I spent 15 bucks on a tube, cut it in half, and then retaped it together. It is pretty silly how... I mean, I guess what she wanted was to get, like, some plyboard and put it up there in the attic just so we can, like, safely, like, work without having to, like... The floor is lava. Look for beams to stand on. How dare you ignore basic safety concern, and also good job doing the thing that was hard to do. So yeah. That's just my way of saying I would have possibly been streaming 2 or 3 hours earlier had I not spent my entire morning doing that. I would have found some other project. Excuse me, Wolfie. Excuse me. You can't be here. I've earned this Farlands time. I've earned that 1 sub we've gotten today. Well, yeah, then I took Juno on a walk. I mailed my Mother's Day card to my mother. Planted stuff outside because it's going to be warm this week. Like, it's going to get up to like 80 over the next weekend. Be a good time to germinate some seedlings. Also possibly a good time to actually continue working on the Datsun a little bit. Woof. Indeed. Oh, I also got laundry in the dryer. I gotta remember. At least you weren't growing into a crawl space. Yeah, we don't have a crawl space. Hyman's with a gift sub. Thank you very much. Now you've earned the subs. Two subs. I mean, another thing I discovered is that our roof, being an old house, is not plywood, like plyboard. It's planks. It's a plank roof. Which is, I guess, how they used to make roofs. Ah! Uh-oh. Dang. 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 Floating point offset, let me up. There's creepers around here. Yeah, they're really, I mean, not that I noticed. There were no real spiders up there. The tree gave me a sapling. Blam. I mean, it was, I was mostly concerned about falling through the ceiling. That was my biggest concern and fear. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just so, like, dry. Careful, Wolfie! Oh my god, what is he doing? And, like, full of stuffing that, I don't think there's any room for any creatures. I mean, we got plenty of spiders in the house and around, like, doors and windows and stuff. Roofed houses for 2 years after high school, realized the risk was not worth it and found a new job. But as like a professional roofer, don't you tend to, like, OSHA, like, have to wear like a harness? Which I'm sure, if the way the roofs are built is any indication. This was before harness law. I declare harness law. You only fell off the roof twice. Oh my god. I would hope that number would be more like zeros. Your use of the word only makes it seem like it's far more common than any of us are aware. Yeah, luckily it's only a one-story house. It's known as Letho's Law in some places. Whoa, that's a place to fall. Oh, we missed 999? Kind of has less of an appeal now that we're in the single digits. $987. Again, if you ignore the zeros that are separating them, I suppose. The old look of the game. Yep. This everybody just played the game like this with this jitter and everything. That's how it used to be back in my day. Oh, the textures. Not the terrain generation. The terrain generation is where it's at. That's where we get our jollies, is the terrain generation.
This isn't funny.
It is from this angle. FLoB-a-thon Subaversary.
Subaru Subathon Subaversary. Irrationally Indecisive. Thank you very much for 50 months in the subtub. Subtub. Obligatory what you cooking for dinner? Well, the girlfriend made chicken tortilla soup yesterday, of which there are much leftovers. So more chicken tortilla soup. It was very good. It was very, very good. Wait, what am I doing? Wolfie. We add the chips, the tortilla chips, when served. I mean, I like a mushy tortilla, but not like a day-old mushy tortilla. We did remember to put it in the fridge, yes. Oh man, I saw and then found hot dog gummy candy. Like Oscar Mayer brand. hot dog shaped. Comes in like a hot dog package gummy candy. I want to get that for the girlfriend. I don't know if it's hot dog flavor. I doubt it's hot dog flavored. She likes gummy candies. And I assure you, that will be some good laughs. I don't think it is. Google it. I was just seeing if anybody like, oh yeah, I see, I got that, or somebody got me that, or I've seen that. Well, don't post it in the Discord or anywhere. Don't spoil it. I mean, she like snakes? You mean worms? Gummy worms? Snakes is worms. Shrimps is bugs. There are sweet and sour snakes. Twin snakes. Directed by David Lynch. Yes. Double snake. What makes it a double snake? Yes, we have Haribo. Haribo is like the main one. Two snakes fused at the neck. That's weird. I mean, I've seen like the two sides, like one half is one flavor and the other half is the other flavor. Wait, isn't a snake all neck? Where is the snake not have neck? No, don't post a photo in Discord. She's gonna know we're talking about him. Illegal. Oh, you deleted it right when I was trying to look at it. Ah. That's pretty funny. It's back. Oh, God. I don't know that I've ever seen those. Oh, weird. That's funny. Well, I gotta find those now, too. I mean, are those in America? I have never seen those. Yes, they are. Interesting. Like, where? I do think that Haribo is not always gluten-free in their gummies. There's another brand that's like the fancy brand of gummy bears and related accoutrement that is gluten-free. Is that a Haribo emote? I mean, we have a Sun Chips emote, so I guess it's not... not too out of kind to somebody to have a gummy candy emote. That's lava. We are, by the way, if you're returning after an absence, we are still counting up the up and down the list of sub incentives. With 2200 being the next one. Oh, thanks. And I didn't do Armo's job. Pin. Of course, now the thing you're up against is the timer. We got to reach those goals before the timer's over, and not necessarily before the subs start to expire, because they already have. And now we're just running. Ow! Cumulative numbers. Mountain mushrooms. Aha! I got you. Well, that's kind of a adorable picture right there. There's that one too. Enjoying the scenery, Wolfie? Are you going to bring back the on-screen incentives? No, because that's a Twitch thing. That only works with Twitch, which is only based off of concurrent subs. That system. If you want to know how hobbled together my stream is. I got stream elements, I got Twitch. Dawn on the final 9 hours. A mere American workdays worth of time left on the timer. A mere business day. I don't know when they're gonna schedule the... Which one is that? The space liner. Starliner, the Boeing crewed launch. That was supposed to be yesterday. We were gonna watch it live, but it got scrubbed, obviously. It's a problem with the rocket upper stage. And if they can't figure it out, they might have to roll the rocket back to the assembly building. In which case, we're talking weeks. And also, they have to align... Someone cut one of the tubes in half and then hastily taped it back together again. It has to, because it's going to the International Space Station, it has to coincide with the proper trajectories. New date is May 17th. Thank you, Jolie Legal. Thank you very much. What is today? The 7th. So 10 days from now. Yeah. I mean, they don't, and they shouldn't, mess around when it comes to crew launches. Even if this is technically a commercial launch, it's still NASA astronauts. Ooh.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Jolie Legal.
That's just fun to say. Jolly legal. La 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 la. Jolly legal. They did roll back the rocket to replace the valve. Man, it was valves that made me never see a space shuttle launch. It was the same one too. The stupid, I think it was called the GUCP or something valve on the external tank. Frickin' valve. Frickin' Gabe Newell. I think that was like three times or 4 times that I went to see a space shuttle launch. And never happened. I mean, they launched the space shuttle, but not while I was there. What is going on over here? What? What in the Tetris pieces is going on over here? That's great. Usually it's like associated with like mountains or something, but that's just random. Aurora Borealis. That's weird. That was dangerous, but I needed to get... I'm doing all sorts of dangerous things today. Just don't move. As long as I don't move, I'll be safe. Maybe these are the far lands. We did it. We made it. That's some extreme parkour up there. Weird. Is that not kind of weird? It almost seems like they're... Is this thing floating? It is floating! This would have made a good Enterprise. Yeah, it's almost like it's... This is a meteor and that's the debris. Dang, it's like already Enterprise shaped. I'm just trying to get a good look at it. Well, I thought that earlier picture was going to be the thumbnail, but I think we found a new one. Do you prefer the Wolfie pic? Ah, for the sentimentality. You know, the girlfriend, is she home yet? Oh, I can't tell. Camera's battery is dead. More floaty bits to the right. Which right? That right? Yeah, I mean we've all seen floaty bits, but it's kind of weird to see super high up floaty bits just on their own, not like related to any structures or what you would imagine, you know, something like this. Like, oh, floaty bits, that's normal, but Someone did donate to charity again. They didn't ask a question. They just made sure it said 745678. Yeah, previously someone got it to 74444444. You know what would be really wacky? Is if the subs were 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be insane, right, guys? Absolutely outrageous. Who would ever consider such a thing as this? Oh, that's not one. Dang it.
Timo Warner gifted a tier 1 sub to 2,345.
The
They have given 422
2,345.
gift subs in the channel.
The person. Oh, dang it, Kurt. Who am I? You? You didn't see that. Well. Wee. Spooky noises. So what's up with things and stuff? Well, how about you? How about you, Zalls? Any ill-advised home maintenance? You made tiki masala. You made too many pierogi. And have to put the rest in the fridge. I mean, that is the definition of leftovers. You got an offer for the job you wanted. Well, that's great news, Street Wanderer. Does it involve wandering streets? Or maybe that was your old job. Changing career radically. Very cool. Did you have to, like, learn new things? Did you, like, go to school? Or did you just somehow get hired based on your charm and charisma? You had to go to school for a year. Well, that's good. That means it works. It works. We have a data point of 1 of 1 that it works. The girlfriend will be pleased. Because she often feels like she should just quit and go back to what she used to be doing. I mean, not often, but when things get rather stressful and... You quit it to go into healthcare? Once you quit, you can't it.
Timo Warner gifted a Tier 1 sub to Street Wanderer. They have given 423 gift subs in the channel.
Timo Warner, thank you for the gift sub. Dub. I'm noticing maybe I should start wearing lighter colored clothing. Because there's at Logitech's fine resolution and color rendition via webcams, my face tends to blend directly into my clothing, what with the beard. I need to hire a new costume department. How long before the beard is a lighter? Well, I got these 2 stripes, but I don't know how long that's gonna take. Ah, ah. I mean, I did see a picture of Jack Dorsey, and I hope he still doesn't look like the picture. That is to say, buzzed head and big beard like mine. That's not someone I want to have anything in common with. Natural highlights. A Touch of Grey by Just for Men. Gray for the grams? That sounds like something much worse than I think you intended. People used to comment how I look like Jesus. Are you black? Because Jesus. Anyway, that's an old joke. I know you don't have to answer that. That was a joke. That was just a... Not United States Caucasian Jesus. I used to look like the baby Jesus. Did you, in all your pictures, you were doing this? Or whatever the baby Jesus always did in all those paintings? We're now in the making fun of religion segment of Farlands Are Bust. Poll time. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going. I don't think we're going down that water slide. Holy water slide. Ah. Tea. In case you were curious. Holy blorp. Oh. Oh. So what else? Bows do not break. There's no durability on bows. We can bow to our heart's content. I mean, at least until we run out of arrows, but then our heart will be content. Then again, they also don't have like power. They are one shot all the same. Ooh, buddy. Rapid fire is nice. Kind of feel like that would make... I mean, rapid fire, but it's not rapid hits. There's still, like, only so many hits that can register per game tick, or whatever it is. But yeah, I do remember UHCs where, like, you would be shooting at somebody and you'd hit them, but the other arrows would just bounce off because they're currently registering the hits that you've already distributed. Go this way. Anything in here? No. Oh, Wolfie, have a seat. UHC was never in this version? No, but it was pre 1.0, wasn't it? I don't know. You'll have to check what the first versions of UHC took place in. I mean, it was whenever they introduced the hardcore mode, which I feel like was 1.8. Oops. I was not paying attention to where I was pickaxing. Was it 1.0? I don't remember. I don't remember, nor do I know. Well, either way. Let's go to sleep and back up the world. And we would have been suffocating this. Tell your friends. 62,129.75.